Hey YouTube, it's the first opening day of buck here, well, deer season in Pennsylvania. And I was out this morning hunting, and I got this idea doing these folding hunting knife video. There's a lot of them to choose from. I only have a few here that I really enjoy using. And it's kind of like a evolution of them, actually. So we have right here, we have a Case folding hunter. It's a 2-blade folding hunter. This is a newer one. This one's only a couple years old, but this knife here comes with this case and WR case on it and everything. But this knife here has been around since the 1940s, maybe even longer. This style of knife, this handle, everything. Case made this identical knife pretty much in the 1940s. And just about everybody back then's grandpap, or great-grandpap, that carried one of these. And they did a tremendous job. I mean, these were carried a lot. And so we got that. And then we have the Buck 110 here, which is one of my absolute favorites. This here's a lockback design. And this was brought out in 1964, I do believe. So you have this as an improvement over this because this blade locks and now it's not going to close on your fingers when you're up inside the cavity and different things like that. And then this took off. And I know in the 1970s when I was growing up, everybody had one of these Buck 110s hanging on their side with their sheath. And then after Buck 110, everybody started doing, this is an old Uncle Henry I got back when the, oh man, the early 80s I got. But this is a USA made Uncle Henry. And this knife has served me for, I'm going to say 35 years probably or so. It's just been my partner in the woods for lots of years. And then the thing about it was the knife never had no problems, but the case, it kind of fell apart. So I did some sewing it up and fixing it, and I lost it one day when I was ringneck hunting, and I went back and got it, and I sewed the thing. So that brought me to a, they make replacement sheaths. I just ordered this one for it. This was $10. It says Uncle Henry on it and everything like that. But these folding hunting knives, I just love them. Now, what that brings us to is everybody makes these now, like Victorinox. This is a XT Hunter. This one has a spear point, I imagine, blade on that, thumb assist opening, liner lock. This one also has a gut hook, and it has a saw. So now you can cut them little nasty branches out of your shooting range and stuff, your lane for shooting and stuff. But this is a really nice knife also. Then they went down and they said that, like, these are still made. The Case, the Buck 110, the Case. These knives here are still made in the United States. The problem with this Uncle Henry is it's no longer made in the United States anymore. So what they did, they moved to China. And here's one of their Chinese knives. It's really, I guess it's not really a bad knife, but it's a knockoff of the Case folding hunter. And it has the same exact blades on it as the Case folding hunter. But the quality's not quite the same, and it doesn't hold an edge near as long. I mean, this one here you can work with all day long, and it'll hold an edge. This one here, it's not quite as good as steel, I guess. So then they go from these bigger ones here. We started coming into these smaller trapper type pattern hunting knives. And we got these, this one has a clip point blade, a little gut hook on it. And this one has a saw too. This is an old timer. This one's Chinese made, but it's like I said, it's not too bad. It's not exactly the old timers of the USA made, but it's pretty good. And then there's a case made one too, the folding hunter trapper, and it's the same pattern. It has the clip point blade, it has the gut hook, and it has the saw on it. And I've been using these for years and years and years, and I've never had a problem with them. And I see these guys in the woods all the time, and they got these great big giant Rambo Bowie knives and stuff, and I'm thinking, man, you know, how do you do any work with those? So I just wanted to bring out these old vintage folding hunters, show them to you, and tell you this thing's been around since 1940. Now, not this knife, this particular knife. This particular knife's only a few years old, but this pattern, and this, it's a slip joint, but people been using it since 1940 something, and it's still as useful today as it ever was. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think that we get sold on products, and you know, the bigger the knife, the better the knife, whatever. You know, we tend to fall for the sales pitch on things, and you know, if this was good enough for my grandpap, well, it's good enough for me. If this was good enough for my dad, well, it's good enough for me. You know, so I just giving you a look at these, and let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you.